Hi, this is Timothy Zahn, author of Thrawn, and you're listening to Star Wars Reactions. Good for you.
There's been an awakening. Have you felt it?
In 1977, George Lucas formed a legacy.
The Force is with me, and I am with the Force.
Inspired by mythology, his saga has become a passion for many.
Feel the Force around you.
His legend has become our story.
It's true. All of it.
One of resistance.
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down.
Rebellion.
Rebellion is built on hope.
And redemption.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is Star Wars Reactions.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
Well, hello and welcome everybody to Star Wars Reactions. We are so happy you are joining us this week. We are going to have so much fun. I have been salivating for this episode. It's been long anticipated. You've heard us talking about it and you've seen the posts online. It is time for our first ever listener reactions episode. This is going to be epic. It's going to be a blast. We got a great topic. So let's not hold back or anything. Let's get this party started. My name is Aaron Harris, and joining me, as always, he is the AP5 to my chopper, the David Modders. David, brother, what's up?
What's up? Well, I tell you, Steven Stanton would very much like that comparison, AP5 to Chopper, since he did the voice. No, I tell you what's up is we've got some great listener feedback. They really came through. I just want to thank all of them, even before we start going, for sending in voice memos via SpeakPipe and going from there. And I'm ready to react on this first ever listener reaction show. So I'm ready.
Absolutely. I'm so excited, and I'm glad you said that, because definitely we want to thank everybody who participated this go around in our listener reactions, and you'll find out who pitched in this week as we go through the show. Then of course, keep in mind, this is the first of hopefully many of these shows we will do. So if you missed out this time, don't get down. Just jump in and have fun with us next time, because there are going to be plenty of opportunities to share your thoughts on Star Wars and with everything that's going on right now. So let's get everything going. I mean, first off, we just wanted to update you on what we got going on, because we know we are less than a month away from the Ahsoka series. I can't believe we're less than a month away. It feels like we've been waiting forever for this show.
Yeah, I mean, we're ready. We're ready for it.
Oh, we are stoked. We are ready. So we got some things lined up for the next few episodes. We just wanted to let you know about, of course, this is episode 135, our listener reaction episode. Next week, episode 136, we are actually, since we are actually have had time to digest everything that came out, we're going to sit down and we're going to discuss all the awesome Star Wars news that came out of San Diego Comic-Con. So from the books to the toys to everything, we're just going to be discussing that. It's going to be a lot of fun. The week after that, episode 137, this is where we're going to need y'all's help, because we're going to be talking about our top 5 Ahsoka Tano moments. This can be from Rebels. This can be from Clone Wars, the Clone War movie. This can be from her appearances in Mando. Wherever she appeared, you can take that from. You can even do if you want to deep dive into some books, like the Ahsoka novel or something like that. Do it. We want to hear from y'all on that. So let us know your top 5 Ahsoka moments. You can email those to us, swreactions@gmail.com, or DM us on any of our social medias. We didn't say SpeakPipe. I mean, you could if you wanted, but with the 90-second limit on SpeakPipe, trying to get 5 items that squeezed in there, you may be talking like R2 after he's been electrocuted. So email would be best on that one. Following up on that, the following week, episode 138, there it is. We will be doing our first movie review as we sit down and we talk about the debut of Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars movie. That is going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to that. I may reach out and see if I can get somebody to join us. I don't know. We're going to see what we can do. But that one, definitely drop us some speak pipes. Let us some voicemails. Let us know what you thought of that movie when you first saw it, what your memories are of that. I'm sure y'all have some great memories of that Ahsoka movie. I know David does. I didn't see it till it came out on DVD, but we'll talk about that in 138. Then, of course, 139 starts the Ahsoka series, as we, of course, will then run through the series, which, of course, lasts 8 episodes, 7 weeks, because the first week will have 2 episodes. So, but yeah, that is what you can expect coming from us over the next few weeks as we build up to the Ahsoka series. It's going to be fun. I really cannot wait for that series.
Nice.
Well, as we mentioned earlier in our opening, this is the beginning of a awesome thing for us. This is our very first listener reactions episode. And I figured what a better topic to do than Ahsoka. We're weeks away from the premiere of this highly anticipated Disney Plus series. They've recently dropped the trailer along with some interviews, of course, from that occurred with actors and writers, of course, everything before the strike and everything began, which of course has generated a whole bunch of excitement and anticipation for all fans. Everybody's excited. I don't think I've spoken to anybody who's not stoked for this series. We all have expectations and hopes of what we want to see and what we want to happen in the series. And of course, with the premiere just dropping August 23rd, I mean, we're less than a month away. We figured what a better way to celebrate the series than to bring you, our listening family, together in this show, in this episode, to discuss it with us. Just talk about what you hope to see and get from the Ahsoka series. So, of course, in discussing and coming up with that idea, this whole episode, this whole series of listener reactions was birthed out of that. And so it's going to be fun. Over the last couple of weeks, y'all have been sending in voicemails through SpeakPipe. We even got a longer version emailed to us from somebody, which you'll hear shortly. And we got a lot of great feedback and a lot of great information. And y'all are looking forward to some awesome stuff. I can't wait to share it with you. And of course, David and I are looking forward to it as well. So let's talk about Ahsoka for the series for a minute. What do we actually know about the series? Of course, we know it's called Ahsoka. Sorry. Couldn't help that one.
Star Wars dad joke of the week already?
We're not quite there yet. I got a good one for you, though.
Okay.
Anyway. But we know, of course, it's going to involve Ahsoka searching for Thrawn. We know the surviving Rebels crew is going to be involved as they, and in some way, this is going to include their search for Ezra and Thrawn in this, what we have heard has been dubbed the, what they call it, the Beyond region, something, not the unknown regions, but this was a new area of space, like beyond. I can't forget how they worded it. But it's going to be unique. We know we got some. We don't know if they're Sith or what, but they got those orange Jedis, of course, played by Ray Stevenson, the late Ray Stevenson. And of course, it's going to be really interesting to see what's going on. Thanks to Lego, we know somewhere in the show we're going to see Jason Sindula.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, he's going to make an appearance at some point, or else they wouldn't have made a minifigure out of him. Thank you, Lego.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. We know the Ghost is going to be heavily involved in the show. We know we see almost a recreation of that closing scene from Rebels from what we see in the trailer. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together and plays out. So let's talk about it. What do we hope to see? What do we hope to get from Rebels? Or excuse me, not Rebels. Carabast.
You know what? That's kind of a Carabast, but it's almost a Freudian slip too, because a lot of people have been talking about the Rebels aspect here. I don't think that was any mistake there.
Well, yeah, and you're very right, because even I saw an interview with Rosario Dawson, or what did I see? Was it a video interview, or was it a recorded, or was it a magazine interview?
I think it was the recording. Oh, you go, Aaron. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Where she actually said that at one point that she has heard Dave Filoni refer to this series as Rebels Season 5. She's like, she made it to me. I even heard Dave Filoni refer to this as Rebels Season 5. So, and of course we know we've got information, of course, that Dave Filoni wrote the whole series. So I wouldn't put it past him. Wouldn't put it past him at all. So let's oh my gosh. I could just talk about the series all night of what I want to see and what I want, but it's not about us. This is a listener reactions episode. So let's just go into our first couple of messages and see what they say.
Hey everybody, Terry Keene here, fellow follower of Star Wars Reactions. And what do I hope to see in the new upcoming Ahsoka series? Well, I've got it narrowed down to 3 different things over here. And first, I would love to see character storylines that lead to additional Disney Plus series and movies. I would also love to see the return of a strong Ezra, a Jedi in the past who we haven't seen in a long time, come back and be a strong Jedi. And the last thing that I would love to see will be a flashback sequence with a live action Kanan. What about everybody else?
Aaron, David, it's RB. Want to pass along this little voicemail message to you for your listener reactions coming up on Ahsoka. And my thoughts that you're asking on what we're hoping for seeing from Ahsoka. Well, we know for certain that there's going to be 8 episodes, and I can tell you this much, not much what I'm hoping for, because you know where I sit with this, is tell me a Star Wars story. And I can't say too much more than, because you know I follow spoilers. I've heard how season 1 turns up, and I'm going to keep that to myself. But what we do know for certain is that Thrawn and Ezra are in a new part of the galaxy we ain't been introduced to yet. And no, it ain't the unknown regions, and it ain't wild space. This here place in that galaxy far, far away is called the New Beyond, is where the Purgle ended up with Thrawn and Ezra. And they're separate. They're not together. Let's see, what else do we know? Oh, that it's going to be told sort of kind of in 2 parts of timeline. The first 4 episodes are going to take place right in and around the timeline of The Mandalorian Season 2. And then the second 4 are going to take place around Season 3 of Mandalorian. We know that. Now, what's going to be interesting is Morgan Elsbeth. If you remember her from Season 2 of Mandalorian, where Ahsoka confronts her on Corvus in the city of Caladan and takes her out. She's on the hunt for Thrawn. And then Ahsoka's going to get together with Sabine to go find Ezra. So what's interesting now is who finds who first. And right alongside that, just as interesting, is who gets who back into the galaxy far, far away, the known one that we know of first. Is it Ahsoka and Sabine? Or is it Morgan? Interesting. So we'll see how this turns up, and I'm looking very, very much forward to it, as are Yun's voice, and so many more of our friends. So that's my thoughts, my listener reactions for Ahsoka, what I got. I'm looking forward to hearing other friends. I hope they fill your inbox to the brim. And then looking forward to having that in my playlist, whether you're at home with me or spend time with me, keeping me distracted on my work day. Until then, love you, boys. May the force be with you. See you on the radio.
Wow, those were awesome thoughts from Terry and, of course, our buddy Rural Farm Boy. Awesome messages. David, what'd you think about what they had to say?
Well, RFB always gets me thinking, and he does a lot of research, and he's really trying to figure out what's going on. And I am curious, what he and Terry got me thinking about was, I guess, some of the questions that I have, right, Aaron, that you were alluding to a bit during kind of just what do we know so far. And one of them is this, in the trailer that dropped this month here in July, we see Thrawn, right? And I heard Dan Z on Coffee with Kenobi recently say, he had Mary and Chaz on, that clip is what they saw at Star Wars Celebration Europe in April, just held it for a few more seconds on Thrawn's face, is, when is that? I'm curious, like timeline wise, RFB talked a little bit about that. Is it, are we finding Thrawn in the 8th episode? Is that the process here for Morgan Elsbeth? We see her in the trailer, Baylan Skull and Shin Hati, the two, orange lightsaber wielding non-Jedi is, I guess, what they call themselves. But like, is it them trying to find Thrawn? It's, who ends up, getting there first? Is it that? Now, you and I talked in our coverage of Mandalorian season 3 that I initially thought, finding, the mines of Mandalore. I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to play out and they'll try to get to Mandalore, and by the very end, he'll be bathing in those waters. But it's like by the second episode, Filoni and Favreau just completely surprised me. And we blew right past it. And I'm like, wait, what's the rest of the season going to be about? And that's what I'm wondering about here. Is it going to be, we found Thrawn within the first couple episodes, Morgan Elsbeth and that crew, and is Ezra found pretty quickly, and we go from there? Or is it the finding of Ezra and Thrawn towards the end? And the reason why I say that is because you and I know, Aaron, a lot of Star Wars fans and podcasts have been talking about, the probability of Ahsoka season 2, and then of course we all know from Star Wars Celebration that Dave Filoni is going to direct a Star Wars movie that brings all these series together. So, so those are just some of the things that Terry's thoughts and RFB's thoughts got me thinking about, and I could keep going on and on and on, but let me just stop and maybe see what you think.
It's you said what that was very well said, by the way. It got me thinking too as to how it's going to play out, because like you said, we don't know what we've seen, where it is, how far into the series is it, and they do have a history of showing these trailers, and it all the clips from the trailers happening in the first couple of episodes, then you're left blind for the last several episodes, which is cool. I have no problem with that. It just enhances the mystery. But then, of course, you have, you know these characters are coming, or are they going to do something like they did in The Force Awakens? We knew Luke was going to be showing up, and we wait the whole series just for him to show up at the end when the credits roll.
Right.
So it could go either way on that. So I'm curious to see where it plays out, and how that goes. Yes, I love RFB. He does do a lot of spoilers and stuff that we don't, and I appreciate him not sharing any of those in his message. I appreciate that, brother. Awesome. Thanks for the message. And it's going to be interesting to see. I want to talk to you afterwards, RFB, to see if what you heard lines up with what actually happens in the series. So after it goes over, we need to talk, and I want to know if it all lines up. But it's going to be awesome, and I think you're going to be happy, Terry. I do think we're going to see some Jason Syndulla at some point, because like I said, I don't see Lego making the minifigure without him actually being in place for it. So sure. We'll see. So David, how about you, brother? Let's talk about your hopes. What are you hoping to see and get from the Ahsoka series?
Yeah, one of the things I was thinking about is I've heard some people say, "Well, I don't want this Ahsoka series season 1 to be, Rebels season 5." And I'm thinking, I love Rebels. I love what Filoni did over the course of 4 seasons. It was brilliant, and it's considered some of the best Star Wars of any kind of live action animation, novels, you name it. And so for me, what I hope to see is the Ghost crew fully together. I would love to see, we know Kanan's not alive, but to see Chopper and Hera on the Ghost, Sabine on the Ghost. I would love to see Zeb, who we got a little taste of at the end of Mandalorian season 3. Steve Blum doing the voice. Would love to see that. And then, just like you said, and Terry, I'm with you. I'd really like to see Jason Syndulla on there, just like we saw him animated, at the end of Rebels season 4. So I would love to see a continuation. I think it plays very nicely. It's chronological, from everything we saw and what was built in Rebels, 4 seasons of Rebels. So I hope to see all of that. We've already got a taste of probably some pretty cool lightsaber battles, and I'm looking forward to all of that. I'm hoping to see quite a bit of that in this series. And I'm really hoping for, a real nice kind of semi-ending that does lead into a season 2 and really lets us know that there's going to be one. And I'm sure Filoni, he's working to set up the movie he's been tapped to create. So, I'm looking forward to all that. Looking forward to seeing the Ghost, of course, to see Chopper do his live action Chopper. We got to see him a little bit live action in Rogue One. So yeah, those are just some of the things I'm looking forward to seeing, hoping to see.
Very good. Very good. Very good. I love those thoughts and love those hopes. Cause it's going to be a fantastic show once we get it. I have no doubt about that, especially with Dave Filoni for president running it and writing it and getting it all taken care of. So, all right. Well, with that, let's hear from more of our listeners. Let's go into a couple more voicemails. So let's take it away, Christina and Mary.
Hi, David and Aaron. Christina here. I wanted to say that it was amazing to meet you both recently at the CWK meetup. I can't believe that it was over a month ago already. I've really been enjoying listening to your podcast and catching up on the back catalogue. I wanted to send in my hopes for the upcoming Ahsoka series. I am looking forward to it immensely. Rebels is one of my favorite Star Wars shows of all time. It's not just a kids show. There are so many complex themes and elements in the story, and it is the one show I recommend all the time to all of my friends that haven't watched it yet. I'm trying not to build up my expectations too much, and I'm honestly just really looking forward to seeing the next chapter in Ahsoka's story. But not only that, the story of the crew of the Ghost. I am really hoping that we do get to see one Jason Syndulla, but again, I shall temper any expectations. So great to share this with you, and hopefully we'll all get to meet together again soon.
Hi, David and Aaron. In Star Wars Reactions, it's Mary Purdue, and just wanted to send you some of my thoughts about the upcoming Ahsoka show. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Grand Admiral Thrawn and where he is and who is looking for him and why they are looking for him. I'm still a little hesitant with Ms. Dawson being Ahsoka, but I'm going to wait and see how that goes. Hopefully, she will surprise me and she'll have the heart and soul that we know and love from Ashley Eckstein. But we'll still wait and see. So we'll see on the flip side, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in August. Thanks.
Welcome. Oh man, those are awesome thoughts. And Christina, of course, definitely awesome meeting you at the meetup, and hanging out with you. And of course, Mary was there too, and all of us getting to hang out that night at Jock Lindsay's was just it'll be an experience I'll never forget. I love those meetups, so definitely appreciate sharing your thoughts. Christina, of course, everybody knows I'm a huge Rebels fan myself, so we're in great company. So it's going to be great. David, thoughts?
Yeah, no, just Christina and Mary are just two of my favorite people. And of course, I knew Mary beforehand, but just you and I, Aaron, being there at Jock Lindsay's, it would have been June 11th, the day before the Galactic Star Cruiser. That meetup was wonderful. Got to meet Christina and, of course, her friend Kendra. They both flew just a ton of miles from Brisbane, Australia. And so I was just so thankful that Christina sent a voicemail in. I love her thoughts on it. She's so insightful, and it was really fun to talk Star Wars with her. The whole experience on the Galactic Star Cruiser, and like you, I love that she loves Rebels, and obviously she's really looking forward to it. And I think she's going to be pleasantly surprised. I'm cautiously optimistic too. I'm thinking this is going to be really good. And then with Mary, you know, I have to admit I trend with Mary. I think she's had a similar experience to you and I, Aaron. We've gotten to see Ashley a lot at Star Wars weekends. Gotten to speak to her. You know, my kids have met Ashley and gotten her autograph when the Ahsoka novel, you mentioned that a little bit earlier, when that came out with her and E.K. Johnston. And so, you know, I just am very fond of Ashley. And so I'm trying to still get my head around Rosario Dawson, but I'm taking the stance Mary is, a positive stance, and open mind about it. And hopefully these 8 episodes, Aaron, will really give her more space to work than what she had there in Mando season 2, Book of Boba Fett, and so on. So I think Rosario is going to really really do it justice. But I'm still, Mary talks about wanting to see the warmth and the heart, and we do know Ahsoka's older than we initially saw her in the Clone Wars movie from 2008. But I'm with her on that. That I'd still like to see a little bit more of that. But maybe Filoni's wanted to move a little bit away from that with the aging and what she's gone through over the years. So, but no, I love hearing Christina and her thoughts, and of course Mary's as well. So thank you to both of them. Such big time Star Wars fans and wonderful friends.
Very good. Very good. Love that. Love that. So we want to keep the party moving. So let's talk about what I hope to see from Ahsoka. For me, there's so much that I want to see. So I'm going to try to narrow it down a little bit. Christina said it really well, trying not to get her hopes up for the episode and keep her expectations down and her hopes low. And I'm trying to do that, but I'm like so overly stoked I cannot contain myself, just because of the fact that we're getting the Ghost Crew, we're getting the Rebels team back together, minus one dead Jedi. But it's going to be interesting to me to see where this goes. I really am hoping to see what happened. I'm really hoping to see Hera in command of a Republic fleet like we saw in the books. I'm hoping we get to see Ezra. I'm hoping we get to see that reunion between Sabine and Ezra as he's found. Thrawn, I mean, I adore Thrawn. He's my favorite baddie from all of Star Wars, which is saying a lot because we've had a lot of great baddies in Star Wars. But there's just something about that character from when he was first written in Zahn's books that really jumped out at me and really grabbed me. So I really hope we get, like we did in the Rebel series, I hope we get a character built around that those books. And we see that art-loving, very analytical, very planned out, has examined all aspects and all ways that things can go, type of character. So I'm really hoping to see that in there. And of course, I'm really hoping to see Chopper get a really high body count. Yeah, he's earned the nickname Murder Droid for a reason. He lived up to that reputation when he made his guest stint in Bad Batch. So I really hope we get to see him continue his murderous streak, and just get to see my boy. The fact that I get to see my boy is ecstatic and so awesome for me. I just can't. I just can't contain it. I am beside myself.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you, buddy. I'm talking about not being able to contain myself. I'm just so happy for you. I mean, you've loved Chopper from the beginning. You've always said it. You've never wavered. I saw the poster. I'd seen it and I was about to send it to you, but then you posted it, I think, on the CWK chat, the Choppenheimer, right?
Yeah.
Instead of Oppenheimer. That was just great. And so, I just know how much you've loved Chopper from the beginning. So I'm excited for you. And that's part of the joy of Star Wars too, is seeing other fans. And of course, you're my co-host, you're my brother in the Force, but to see you, a fellow fan as well, so excited about it, it just makes me just so happy.
Oh, I'm glad it does, because it's got me over the moon, and especially with everything that some of the stuff that came out at Comic-Con, especially with the Ghost. the HasLab, which we'll talk about next week. We're not going to talk about it tonight. We'll talk about it next week because I literally lost my mind when that announcement was made. Even though I knew it was coming, I lost my mind when it was made. But it's going to be a lot of great stuff coming in this series. And I got to quote an old Amy Grant song, I got my hopes set high. Right. So it's going to be, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me.
I don't think so. Not with that. Not with you mean for the whole series, or you mean
for the series?
Okay, yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't think it will, because, well, and here's why. And you and I talked about it just before we started recording, is because, and you actually just alluded to it in the intro, is Filoni's writing all these. And again, I go back to what he did over 4 seasons. Give him time to develop his series, develop characters, and look what happens. Now, he hasn't been the sole writer on stuff, except for maybe an episode or two, in Mando's season 1, 2, or 3. He's written all these, right? That's our understanding, all 8 episodes.
Yep.
Right? You give him time to develop a story, and hopefully an Ahsoka season 2, and bring all this stuff into a movie. Yes, Filoni for president. I believe in him, and Filoni we trust. And until otherwise, there's no reason to not feel good about it. Something else I wanted to just piggyback off your hopes was, our listeners know that Aaron and I had the privilege of meeting Timothy Zahn in January at Central Florida Comic Con, right in Aaron's backyard of Lakeland, Florida. And, at the time, we were fortunate enough to interview Mr. Zahn and have him sign a bunch of books. And I'm looking at it right now, Aaron. I bought Heir to the Empire, and as our listeners know, I wasn't able to read all those because they came out when I was in grad school. So my goal, before the Ahsoka series starts, is I have the book, I'm going to read it, and because I wanted it in my head to go back to like what you talked about and see how much they pull out of Heir to the Empire and pull into this series, particularly when we see Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka stating that Thrawn was wanting to come back as heir to the Empire. So that's my next book to get through before August 23rd.
Mm-hmm. And it will be awesome to get there. I've actually thought about going back and rereading mine before it comes, but then I'm also like, I also need to rewatch Rebels, and I need to. We're going to do the Clone Wars movie. I need to rewatch that. I need to watch everything.
Oh, I know. There's so much.
So much and so little time. So,
yeah.
But I'll get her done. I'll get her done one way or another. So, all right. Well, we got 2 more voicemails here that we want to share from listeners. We got a message from Chaz and, of course, from Greg. And so let's go ahead and get those played for you and hear what they have to say.
Hi, Aaron and David. This is Chaz. I'm really looking forward to the show, mainly because I want to see how they conclude the story of Thrawn and Ezra. Exactly where they're going with Thrawn and why the main antagonists think he has so much power to offer them and restoring the Empire. I'm also looking forward to seeing how all the new actors play their characters for Hera, Sabine, how Rosario plays Ahsoka in this, and then how the new actor for Ezra is, assuming we get to see him. I'm also looking forward to the actual antagonists of the show because they look very interesting. Those are my thoughts. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Greg from the Rebel Base Card Podcast, and just to answer the question, what am I looking forward to in the Ahsoka series? And I would say, you'd almost have to say all of it, right? Because what character doesn't look just fantastic? But if you had to stick me on it, I would say seeing the Rebels crew in live action. I mean, we obviously have seen Chopper already, bits and pieces, maybe a flash here or there, or the Ghost. but to see, Hera and Sabine and Chopper and even a hologram of Ezra, and maybe, will we see Jason Syndulla? Oh my gosh. And Thrawn, all those Rebels characters are just amazing. That's just what I'm looking forward to the most. Once again, thanks for sending the Vine out. Love what you guys do on Reactions Podcast, and can't wait to hear you guys react to Ahsoka.
Perfect. Thank you, Chaz. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you both, gentlemen. Y'all are awesome. We love that y'all participated with us, and it's, I got to jump in and comment on what Greg said. It's kind of, and he kind of hit the hammer on the nail on the head for me, with what are we hoping to see? Everything. I want to see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, just show me all. Show me the Ghost. Show me the Phantom. Show me Chopper. Show me Hera. Show me Chopper. Show me Sabine. Show me Chopper. Show me Zeb. Show me some more Zeb. Show me Chopper. Show me Ahsoka. Show me Chopper. Give me lots of Thrawn and show me Chopper. I mean, I'm so. Can we just call the show Chopper?
Ahsoka. What is it? What was
Ahsoka,
it?
a Chopper story.
A Chopper story. There you go. Yeah, instead of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Ahsoka, a Chopper story. That's going to be our tag. That's going to be our.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's what I need it. I need some chop. Anyway, but it's going to be great, and I'm so looking forward to seeing what they got. And I like what Chaz said too, where seeing where these baddies are coming from and what their ultimate goals are. Why are they all wanting to catch? Why are they all wanting to find Thrawn and see what's going on? So I'm quite curious to see where it plays out, and it's going to be awesome. I mean, we got a lot of awesome stuff ahead of us. It's going to be fantastic. So, wow, I just had like a half dozen browser windows just pop up on my screen. I'm like, what in the world? And they're still coming. What in the world?
Don't affect our recording.
Yeah, I know, right? Kiribast.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Well, I can piggyback off what you were saying, and I got to really know Chaz better on the Galactic Star Cruiser. In particular, we did some late night recording sessions in the Sublight Lounge there, and Chaz always had some really good insights, and I mean he's into it, and I just really enjoyed getting to know him, and not just on the Galactic Star Cruiser, but of course, when we were in Galaxy's Edge. I mean, I said it on a couple of those episodes of CWK. He was crushing the different type of tasks that you can do via the different storylines. It's just like, I just need to sit down with Chaz and go through that at some time. But I agree with you, Aaron, that with what and how you liked what Chaz said about the development of these characters. I do want to know more about Baylan Skoll and the Shin Hati and why they've decided to do what they're doing. So definitely want to know that and see the development of these characters. And of course, when I'll tell you, Aaron, you and I know this, whenever Greg starts talking Star Wars, I love it. And, on the Rebel Base Card podcast, he does such a great job. He's so thorough. He interviews everybody. I would encourage everybody to take a listen to his podcast. He's got so much content on there, and more to come from him. But I agree. I want to see all of it. That's what we're hoping to see. And I don't think Filoni's going to disappoint. So yeah, just really appreciate Greg and Chaz jumping in, just like Mary and Christina and RFB and of course Terry King.
Very good, very good. Love it. Well, of course that pretty much that concludes all of our the voicemails and everything we've gotten. We've shared our thoughts. Ahsoka, of course, it's going to be my gut's telling me it's going to be an awesome series. I cannot wait. Like I said, we are weeks away, less than a month as it premieres August 23rd with the 2-part premiere, first 2 episodes. Like I said, all written by Dave Filoni. And actually, from what I read online, it looks like he's also directed the first episode. So it's going to be a good one. So I've loved all the episodes that Dave has directed since he started doing live action directing. And since this is his baby, Ahsoka is his child, I got a feeling he's not going to hold back in this series. So it's going to be phenomenal. So, well, we do want to hear from everybody else. Of course, you can always follow us on social media as we get ready to go into this series. If you want to hear reactions and feedbacks for each episode, make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes or Google Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast from. Make sure you click that subscribe button. We'd appreciate it. Of course, make sure you're following us on all of our social media, Facebook and Twitter at SW Reactions Pod. And of course, Instagram and Pinterest and Tumblr, where you can find all of our show notes at SW Reactions. You can always email us thoughts and feedback to swreactions@gmail.com. Or, of course, you can send us a voicemail at SpeakPipe. Just go to SpeakPipe/Star Wars Reactions, and you will find us there. SpeakPipe.com/Star Wars Reactions. And you will be able to leave us a message anytime you want. Up to 90 seconds is the limit, though. That's their rules, not ours. So, but leave us a message there. We'd love to hear from you as we go through this highly anticipated series. David, if somebody wants to talk Star Wars with you, my brother, how would they go about doing that?
Absolutely. And the main way is through Twitter, and that is at David_Modders, Modders. The other is Instagram. They just look up my name, David Modders, and I did a recent post of me doing coast to coast, back-to-back months at each galaxy. That's Batu East, Batu West. I had to post it. I was looking forward to doing it, wanted to do it. And of course, I have said that I'd try to be posting more. I do have some stuff. I already sent Aaron the pictures of a few places I stopped while in the San Francisco area last week. Aaron knows what I'm talking about, but I will post those pictures. And I think fans of Lucasfilm properties will be pretty excited to see those pictures. So I'm going to keep doing my best to post more pictures on Instagram.
Absolutely. And I will admit I was a little jelly when I started getting those pictures on. Okay, I was a lot jealous. So, but anyway. Anyway, if you want to talk Star Wars with me, the best place to do that is on Twitter at TAHarris121079. I'd love to hear from you, hang out, chat, talk to Star Wars, or talk about anything. Lightning hockey's coming up, so I'll be talking a lot of hockey soon. So less than 80 days away for hockey, less than 30 days away for Ahsoka. It's a great time to be alive. So, all right. David, do you know what time it is, my friend?
I do. It's lucky me.
It is time for this week's Star Wars Dad Joke of the Week. So let's jump right into it, my friend. Where did Wedge Antilles go to get a hot dog?
Where did Wedge Antilles? I don't know. Where did Wedge Antilles go to find a hot dog?
He went to see Admiral Snack Bar.
That's actually good.
Love it. Love it. Admiral Snack Bar.
That's pretty.
It's a frap.
Oh,
Lord. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Just want to say a special thank you to, of course, Terry and RFB, Christina, Mary, Chaz, and Greg for sending in their thoughts. We definitely appreciate that. We definitely want to open an invitation for everybody else. Send your thoughts, and if you're not comfortable doing voicemail, send us an email or a direct message with your thoughts. We'll share. We'll read them on the air. You get to hear more of my dulcet tones, or you can hear David's, whichever one you pick. Just tell us who you want to read it in the email. Please have David read this. Please don't let Aaron read this. Whatever you want. You pick. But it'll be awesome. We'd love to hear from you. David, my friend, this has been a blast as always.
Absolutely. Really exciting to have all the listeners send stuff in, and I'm so thankful to them, just like you thank them. So big thank you from me as well. Hopefully everybody enjoys this episode, and looking forward to meeting back up with you next week and going over more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely. Thank you, everybody, for listening in and making our first listener reactions episode such a huge success. We appreciate each and every one of you. We love y'all. Y'all are the best. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for listening. Do something nice to somebody this week. Just make the world a better place. It just makes everything so much better and so much more tolerable these days when you do something nice. So remember, this is your place for elegant discussion for a more civilized age.
If you'd like to share your thoughts, you can email us at show@starwarsreactions.com for our show notes and the latest news from the Star Wars universe. Visit our website at www.starwarsreactions.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at SWReactionsPod or on Facebook at Star Wars Reactions. If you enjoy our show, please leave a review on iTunes. This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or by Lucasfilm Limited. It's intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars. All names, sounds, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and the respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Star Wars Reactions unless otherwise indicated. Star Wars Reactions. Elegant discussion for a more civilized age.